Training in the cudgel or staff for martial arts is a great way to learn to harmonise the legs and the arms through the waist. It's very good for all your bare hand work in that regard. Training also it combines hardness and softness in, I think, quite a unique way. If you think about the stance work in martial arts, often we'll talk about substantial and insubstantial. Empty stance will be a very solidly grounded stance where it comes to the one leg, but the other leg is empty, it's insubstantial. So you've got substantial and insubstantial. I can move this leg very easily, but this leg, which is more solid, I need to move my weight before I can move again. You can think of the staff training in a similar way. The hand that grips the butt of the staff, that's going to be more of a substantial hand. The other hand is more likely to slide a little bit. The one hand you will use more for power, the other one for control. And the northern style in particular, we slide the hands quite a lot. So there's a fluidity to it which isn't to be underestimated. But if you think about your training in this way, solid and empty or substantial and insubstantial, it can be a useful tool, I think, for when it comes to how to approach the handwork. In the strength and conditioning world, we talk about stability versus mobility a bit. The hip joint is very stable. It's a deep ball and socket joint, but for that stability, you sacrifice range of motion. The shoulder is much more mobile. You have a greater range of motion, but it's a very shallow joint, so you sacrifice stability. So you can think about empty and solid in terms of stable and mobile. When we're doing the cudgel work, sometimes you might find you thrust and you're holding here on the outside of the cudgel. Or you might find you thrust and you're holding on the inside. Here it'll feel stronger, there's more support, it's more stable, but there's a little bit less you can do from this position. Here with the cudgel on the outside, you can move from that position a little bit more freely, but it'll feel like you've got a little bit less support. So often it's a balancing act between these two, stability and mobility, substantial and insubstantial, yin and yang if you like. And you may find, boom, you thrust this way or this way, depending on the context or circumstances. Often there isn't one right or wrong, but pros and cons to different measures. So when we're practicing some of the drills, boom, 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 you will find yourself in certain positions and you can think about that, reflect on that, and think about how that will apply in the forms or to your movement, what you're going to sacrifice when you go for stability versus when you go for a more mobile position. I'm digressing a bit anyway, we'll get into the drills. Parry with two thrusts. We press out to the one side and lift the same leg, thrust back and front. Change direction, 1, 2, 3. Block, 2, 3. Clouding overhead. We come from side to side. The one hand comes across underneath the opposite elbow and behind to the ribs, to the armpit. Overhead and across. When you're learning, the hands will probably be a bit more rigid. Over time, you can narrow the hands a little bit overhead. That'll make the transition a little bit easier. Take care with this one as well. As you're coming from the one strike, it's easy to kind of flatten out and lose that horizontal swing. So you want to imagine you're coming straight back on the same plane and twisting through straight back. That can be used also as a strike, boom, boom. If, of course, you were moving into another technique, you may well turn into a vertical circle, but when you're just practicing this one, try to keep it horizontal. Now beside the body, the clouding works in a similar way. We're bringing again the arms across each other, so the one arm is under the elbow, the one hand is under the elbow, and then you change sides. The left hand rolls, again it's a little bit softer. The right hand doesn't move very much. It's a bit more solid. And when the hands cross over, that's when you cross the body. The hands cross over, that's when you cross the body. So there's a couple of circles. It feels like you're kind of going too far, and then all of a sudden you're on the other side of the body. You've kind of gone too far, and then all of a sudden you change over. So right leg forward, cudgel by the side, rotate, cross the hands, turn, and turn. Cross the hands over, turn, cross the hands over, turn. Uppercuts, or upward parry. Again, the right hand is solid, left leg forward this time, and we're lifting up with the tip, rolling through and lifting up. Cloud to uppercuts transition. So again, the right hand is a little bit more firm, more solid, and the left hand is the one that changes. You start with the right leg forward, circle through for the clouding, couple of rotations. When it comes to changing, we've come across the body, re-grip with the left, boom, and now we're left leg forward doing uppercuts in the other direction. Again, coming across the body, we let go with the left hand. You can do a fair bit with the right, just by itself there. And we're back into the clouding. Uppercut, 1, 2, 3, boom, coming through, and catch. So there's no rigid position where you want to release and catch again. As you come through, one circle, grab, works nicely. Oblique uppercut to chop. This one's fun. A little bit more complicated with the stepping. So we take one step with the right leg from the cudgel on top of the back, and we cut upwards on an angle. Catch on top of the shoulder, swing back. Pop the cudgel back on the shoulders again, one step, swing back. You'll notice, of course, the timing, the whole body moves at once to come back. On the shoulders, 1, 2. Slide the hands to come back, 1, 2. And you can do changing direction if you combine another step with the hand slide. So we're here on the shoulders, step through, 1, 2, step again, slide the cudgel over the shoulders, 1, 2, step again, slide over the top. and the sweep. We start with both hands holding the cudgel as if you were set up for uppercuts, but we're on top of the opposite shoulder. Swing back down by the ankle, all the way through and press. Both hands swing across to the shoulder, down, leaning out of the way, and across.